NTNE Brass!
Oh my God. Hey, how's it going? Woo! Woo! Yay! Yay! Woo woo! Ow, ow, ow! I once was a coyote and I'm all right now. Oh man, I used to say that when I was a little kid at powwows. Me and my brother, we'd be out and we'd just be like, pissing on car tires or whatever, You remember when you're at powwows when you're like a little kid and you're out like hanging onto the bumpers? Like they don't do that anymore. Fucking video games. Like these little res kids aren't like the same kind of little res kids I was, I was just like, damn you guys, you got soft, Like we used to have like these games we'd like run through the fire, and just like hop over the fire and, like at Standing Buffalo, you'd be like rolling down the hill. At the end, you'd be wondering who had the most cactuses. I mean, these kids today, they're like, could you go up that hill? I'm like, yeah, you could. Huh. I don't think I would. I mean, we could probably get a drone up there. Seriously? There's going to be a zombie apocalypse, and you're all going to be dead. Just us old people who can't have children anymore are going to be alive. You know that? It's like, as an old chick, it dries up. I'm going to tell you that. Thank God for coconut oil. Oh, man. So, let me grab this mic. Jesus. Shit's getting real. So, speaking of drying up, I want to tell you a little story about this guy named Glenn. Yeah, I name names. I don't care. Yeah, the baby dad. So, one of my offsprings, one that I gave birth to naturally. The other ones I just acquired. It's like I'm the frickin' Humane Society here, I just adopt. It's easier, though. It's like less painful. Anyways, we'll get into the semantics of that later. I met my... Who's talking? Like, really? Seriously? Like, I've got the mic. Thank you. I'll hand you the mic if you want to do a set later, ladies. I know. I am that's me. My freaking ego can fill this room, you guys. I'm not even kidding. I did my hair today, okay? I put on a bra. Like, come on, folks. I'm just coughing all over everybody. Sorry, I don't have COVID. I have bronchitis and hay fever and allergies and, oh, man, all that stuff. Yeah. And anyways, okay, where was I? I was going to talk about Glenn. Yes, that's right. Okay. That always gets me upset. I'm sorry for being snarky. I just brought up my ex, okay? So anyways, I met this dude, and it's so weird. Like, I was at the Brant Center in Regina, and there was this kickboxing tournament that they were having down in where the hockey rink is, And all of a sudden, like, when the I don't know, penalty box doors or whatever opens, and this dude walks out, and I'm like, what the heck? And I noticed him, and I'm sitting like up in nosebleed section, and I notice him, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, who is this guy? And he's like walking, and I'm like tracking him as he's walking, It's like, it's cutting, and the whole way, and I could not take my eyes off of him. And it's like, he's like this typical Tommy Lee looking wannabe, my type, right? If you're scrawny and you don't look like you have a job, I'll give you my number. Because you're my guy. I got you. I will snuggle you, baby. Oh man. So anyways, so I'm tracking him as he's like walking through the crowd, and he's like walking, and I'm like, ooh, damn, sizzle. And like I'm trying to take my eyes off him, but I can't. He just like, I don't know, so alluring, something about him, right? And he keeps walking. All of a sudden he's like getting close to where my section is. I'm like, what the hell? Like, what if he comes up here? I'm like, oh wow. Like, what if we meet? Wouldn't that be so cool? And so he's coming up the section, and he's getting closer, and all of a sudden he goes by my thing. I'm like, oh, okay. He went by, and I'm like, okay, good. Because, like, I'm a chicken shit. I mean, I'm all talk up here, right? That's because I'm in public, and I got to, like, uphold this standard that I think I have. So anyway, so he's coming up, and he sits right behind me, like, right behind me. And you know how men, when they sit down, and especially if they got, like, some junk, like, hold on. I got to show y'all. You know what? When they sit down, and they've got that man spread, they've got that going on, right? And I get a text right now. But anyways, shh, you be quiet. Wouldn't that suck if, like, my ringer went off all of a sudden? I just turned that off. Okay, good. Woo. Yeah. Oops, there we go. Okay. It's got fall protection. It's all right. It's fine. So anyway, so he sits behind me, and I can, like, feel the, like, man spread. And I'm like, ooh. And I'm like, ooh. And I'm like, in my mind, in this moment, I am, like, having children with him. We bought a house, and our children are grown. And we've got, like, 3 of them, 3 kids, and a dog and 2 cats, and I think one of the kids has a gerbil, something like that, right? And the kids go to hockey and soccer, and it's all, like, really tranquil. And, yeah, he looks like Tommy Lee, I know. But, and so he's, like, behind me, and then in my mind, I'm like, we're buying an RV. Because, like, now we're going to be, like, empty nesters. And, and we're going on this adventure together. We're going to go be snowbirds. The kids are going off to, like, Ivy League colleges. The whole dream, right? Like, I mean, it's going on, and it's right there. And all of a sudden, he comes up right behind my neck. And ladies, the area. Like, right behind the neck, right? That's like the panty remover central. Right? And so he comes up, and he's like right in the back of my neck, and he's like, hey, do you have an agenda? And I'm like, and he's like, excuse me, do you have an agenda? And I'm like, oh, he's talking to me, holy shit. And I'm like, and just as I was gonna, like, grab this, like, paper that I've been, like, crunching on here, nervously, this lady and this man come up in his aisle, and they say to him, excuse me, sir, you're in our seat. So he stands up, he looks at his ticket, he stands up, and he's like, sits down right next to me. And now I had his son. But, that was 20 years ago. So, I mean, I was fine back then, like, I still am, but, we are no longer a thing, so you can get my number after the show if that's what you're thinking. Oh, man. But I tell you, with this child, I only had the one child. Like I say, I acquire children. I only had the one because I was in labor with him for 4 days. I know, right? And the little bugger had a big head. And it was like 4 days, and it was like a dry birth. And it was like, oh, man, like, Princess has not recovered, folks. She just hasn't. She's not her same old self. She got a crooked smile nowadays. Oh, my. Sometimes you'll see me walking, I'll have to, like, do that. just to make sure she's back in place. You ladies, you know what I'm talking about. Those of you who've had multiple children, you're aware. My sister's like, oh, there's exercises. And I'm like, oh, shut up. You do your damn exercises, man. Oh, man. But childbirth and all of that, it's an illusion. I don't understand these women who go on and they're like, oh, I love being pregnant. Yeah, I love it. It's just, I feel so feminine. No. I was sick, like really, really sick, like deathly ill. The child had a big head, and he would put it up over here, and then back over here, and it's just like there was never. It's like, who's picking up for my kid? Stop it. He's in the crowd. He don't care. He's like, he grew into his head. No longer walks like this. You should have seen him as a toddler. He was cute, though, in his own kind of way. Kind of Charlie Brownish. But, yeah, so that whole pregnancy thing, though, man, it's just like I had cravings, and it wasn't even for anything weird. It was something, like, really practical, but I could never find. I wanted golden, big, fat French fries. You know those big, fat French fries? I walked out of so many restaurants because people were trying to give me, like, thin French fries. I'm like, is there no place in Regina I can find frickin' French fries? And people be like, ma'am, we'll cut some potatoes. Not those kind! That's not the right kind! The whole pregnancy thing, man, is like, wow. It should be declared a mental illness. I am serious. Like, oh my goodness sakes. But anyways, the kid's fine. He's still here with me, and yeah, I feed him every day, watered him, he grew, But anyways, thank you very much for listening to me. Y'all have a good night. My name is Annie Brass.
Annie Brass, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! This is Frank the Tank. You can tell because he's a tank. And comedy is a family business. Well, we hope that he's our accountant, actually. But I'm really excited to bring